EVs, EVs, EVs. Well, we have seen so many EVs launching in the past few months. And right here, we have another electric scooter with us. Now, this is not a new electric scooter. This is the pure EV eTrance Neo. This has been in the market for a while. Pure EV has updated the scooter for 2022 and they have launched a brand new eTrance Neo. Now the scooter has been on sale for the last couple of years and it comes in two variants, the eTrance and the eTrance Neo. Right here we have the top of the line eTrance Neo version, and in this video we're going to tell you all about this scooter. Now if you haven't subscribed to Motoroids, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon so that you get notified whenever we upload our next video. Pure EV is a Hyderabad-based startup and they already have a couple of products in their portfolio like the eTrance, the eTrance Neo, the ePluto and the ePluto 7G. Besides this, they also have a few electric bicycles on sale as well. So they are not new to the market, but yes, this is a brand new scooter. Now this has been updated with a lot of changes from the outgoing eTrance Neo, and in terms of looks, there is nothing different, but there are some features that have been tweaked. The battery position has been tweaked a little bit to give it a better range and a better center of gravity, and a certain design element have also been changed. Now starting with the design, let's look at the front. Now this has a pretty typical moped-like headlamp, and these are LED headlamps. You don't get DRLs, but these headlamps are pretty good. They throw a white light and the throw is pretty decent if you're riding the scooter in the city. Would not recommend to take it on the highways. Now the front apron, you get these two blinkers. Both the blinkers are LED. You get a pure EV branding right here and the eTrance Neo branding as well. For the front suspensions, you get these telescopic forks. Now what is new for the eTrance Neo this year is this cover that you get on the forks that protect the forks, and you have 10-inch alloy wheels with a lot of chrome finish happening here. These are 90 by 100 section tires, and you get the same tires in the front as well as the rear. In the front you also get disc brakes, which is pretty nice. In the rear, however, you will get standard drum brakes. Now coming to the side, this is where one major change is. Now the last eTrance Neo did not have a very long seat, and they have updated the seat. It's much longer than before, and it is also a very wide. Rider and a pillion can be very comfortable on this seat, and the pillion also gets this large grab handle now. The previous scooter did not have a large grab handle, so that is another change. At the rear, there is nothing different. You get a standard LED tail light and standard LED blinkers. Now one interesting thing is that you get a standard key. Along with that, you get a remote control as well, and you can lock and unlock the scooter just with the flick of a switch. So once you've locked the scooter and you leave it in a parking lot or on the street and you're worried that someone might fiddle with the scooter or sit on it, let me tell you that there is a safety feature on the scooter which will scare them away. So if you even try to move the scooter like so, it sounds an alarm. So whenever you lock the scooter, you ensure that you lock the scooter whenever you are parking it on the street or the parking lot, and no one will be able to, fiddle with it when you are away. Now you have the handle lock also on the key, the ignition, and you have the boot release with this key itself. There is no separate section to release the boot. Now let's talk about this 4-inch MID display. This is not a color screen display like you get in the standard EVs, but it pretty much does the job pretty well. You get a pure EV logo here, the pure branding right here, and this large battery indicator. Now you also get the odometer here and the gear selector mode. So there are only two gears basically, so the drive mode and the parking mode. So when it's in park, when you turn the throttle, the scooter will not move. If you want to move the scooter, you will have to press this park button, and then you can twist the throttle and get a move on. You also get the mode indicator right here. So there are 3 riding modes. So you get 1, 2 and 3. Now these riding modes determine the speed of the scooter. In the first mode, the maximum speed is 25 kmph. In mode 2, you can go up to 45 kmph, and mode 3, you can go up to 60 kmph. And we have tested this with a pillion, so with a combined weight of about 160 170 kgs, we were able to do speeds of up to 60 kilometers very easily. Also, when you're on a climb, you can do up to 42 to 45 kilometers very easily. Speaking of climbing power, this has a gradability of 12 degrees. So any upward slope that has an angle of about 12 degrees, you can take it upwards very, very simply and easily. Now, talking about the switchgear, you have the headlight high beam and low beam switch right here. You have turn indicators right here. And here you have the horn, which sounds like this. And also the handles are of very good quality. You have some rubber grips right here, and this has a nice metal feel to it. Feels really solid. On the right hand side, you have the switch for turning on the headlights, and there is another horn included right here since this does not have an ignition button. And next to that, you have the mode selector and the button to put the scooter in the parking state. The grab handles too are pretty easy to grab, and they're not very far, they're not very close, so it's very comfortable to ride. Also, the mirrors have been changed for this year's scooter, and if you see, the stock is now a little bit bigger, the mirrors are wider, so you get a better view of what's happening behind, and which is a very good addition and a very good update that Pure EV has done for this scooter. Now let's check out the battery, which is situated in the boot. Now this right here is the charger. You can carry the charger along with you, and you can charge the battery on the go. And this right here is the battery. This is a 25 kilowatt hour battery. This is a removable battery, and whenever you want to take the battery out and you want to take it home for charging, there is this switch here which you need to turn off first and then unplug the battery. So like so, you'll just flick the switch, turn this off, you can remove this connector and pull the battery out like so. Now the older scooter had a straight casing for the battery, and the battery would go down straight, but if you see right here, this is at an angle, and Pure EV says that this has been done on purpose, and this increases the life of the battery, it increases the range of the battery, and also you get this solid metal casing now. It makes the battery a little heavier, but it makes it more durable. So that's another thumbs up for the battery. When you want to get going, you just slide in the battery like so, connect the connector and flick this switch on, and you will be ready to get a move on. If you see, the space right here is not very much, and if you are carrying the charger along with you, it pretty much occupies the entire space, and this is not very usable if you're carrying the charger as well. So this is the Pure EV lithium charger, and you can connect it to your normal home socket and connect this part to the battery, and you will be able to charge the battery at home. Now you might not have a lot of space in the boot. However, you do get a nice flat floorboard, and you can keep a lot of luggage here. You can keep your backpack or maybe your shopping bags, and you also get these nice 2 cubby holes to keep your phone and other stuff. There is no USB charger anywhere. We hope Pure EV brings that in an update whenever they update the scooter next. Besides that, you also get this hook right here to hang in your shopping bags. So in terms of practicality also, it is pretty decent for a city scooter. Now let's ride the scooter and tell you how it rides, how it performs, and I'll tell you more about the battery range and the performance of the scooter. Now the scooter is powered by a BLDC motor with a peak power of 2.2 kilowatt, which is pretty good for a scooter of this size and weight. In terms of performance also, it is a very usable scooter in the cities. Now it has a top speed of 60 kmph in mode 3. Talking about range, in the eco mode you can get up to 120 kilometers, in the drive mode you can get up to 105, and in the sports mode, that is the third mode, you can get up to 90 kilometers. And in a testing, this has been proven. Now we were riding with a pillion on the third mode, and still we could get about 80 to 85 kilometers on the sports mode. That is mode number 3 on the scooter, which is pretty decent and impressive because, again, like I said, the weight that the scooter was carrying was about 160, 170 kilos, and it did all kinds of uphill and downhill stretches. Now the scooter also has regenerative braking, so that really helps the range a little bit. It charges the battery as you brake or you're coming down a slope. It charges the battery a little bit and gives you that extra kilometers. And in terms of the eco mode and the normal mode, in the eco mode you get about 102 kilometers very easily. In the drive mode or the setting number 2, you will get around 95 to 100 kilometers of range very easily. So in terms of range, you would not have to worry. If you commute for about 15 to 20 kilometers a day, you will have to charge the scooter only once a week. Talking about charging speeds, the scooter can go from a 0 to 100 charge in about 5 hours, and this is with your standard home charger. You can also charge the scooter directly. You can plug the scooter in. There is a plug right here which you can use, and you can charge the scooter directly. You don't need to take the battery out. Obviously, if you're staying on the ground floor and if you have a 12-watt socket in your parking lot, you can connect the scooter directly so that you don't have to, break your back and carry the battery all the way to your house. Now, talking about ride and handling also, the scooter performed really well and it really impressed us. Both riding solo and with a pillion, the suspension is pretty nice. It's not very stiff. The previous scooter, it was a little stiff, and Pure EV has tweaked the suspension a little, and now it is a little softer and it is more usable now. In terms of braking, yes, the brakes are pretty good, and however, when you are at a very high speed, you're coming downhill, it lacks the initial bite. So if that could be improved, it would be great. Other than that, there is nothing to complain about in terms of the braking of the scooter. You get a decent size disc at the front and a drum brake at the rear. You can engage both the brakes together and you can come to a stop. The handling of the scooter is also pretty decent. It is a very light scooter, and maneuvering in traffic is really easy when it comes to the scooter because it's pretty light and you can easily get it into corners. It's pretty narrow as well. It's very small and you can get into the traffic. You can maneuver the traffic very easily. In fact, we were stuck in a bit of a jam and we could get out of it very easily. We were able to make our way through the cars and trucks very easily using the scooter, which actually was a surprise because it has enough power to to get the initial push that you need when you are moving out from a steady state. So to conclude, who is this scooter for? Now, the scooter is for anyone who is looking to buy a commuter electric vehicle. This could be your first electric scooter, and you can easily use it because one, the battery, you do not need a separate charger for this. You get the charger and the battery with the scooter, and you can easily carry the battery home and charge the scooter, so you don't have to depend on a charging grid. So that is one point of convenience. Secondly, the scooter is light to handle, and if there are ladies in your house who would like to use a scooter, if there are ladies who are buying this scooter, it will be very easy for them to ride it. It's very easy, very simple to ride, and because of the height that it has, the seat height, it's very easy to put down your feet quickly and avoid falling, and it has ample power as well. Also, for new college going students, you can use this bike, and if parents are concerned about if they're riding fast, this does not go over 60 kilometers per hour, so that is another plus right there. The range is pretty good, the power is pretty good, the suspension is pretty good. So all in all, it is a well packaged product right here from Pure EV. Now, this is priced at 81,999 ex showroom, which some might say is a little high, but it does provide that much value. Now, when we were speaking to Pure EV, they told us that the battery can be charged from 0 to 100 and it takes about 2.5 units to charge the whole battery. So it brings down your running cost pretty well. So 1 kilowatt hour is about 11 to 16 rupees in cities like Mumbai, and you can go for about 100 kilometers in just about 35 to 40 rupees, which is pretty good, and the value that this scooter provides is pretty good. It also looks very nice in this blue color. This blue color is a new color that has been introduced for the eTrance Neo for this year. Besides that, you also get the scooter in red, white, black, gray and silver colors. So that was the eTrance Neo electric scooter for you. Let us know, what do you think about the scooter? Do you like the scooter? Are there any questions you have about the scooter? And we will answer all of your questions individually. Thank you so much for watching this video till the end, and subscribe to Motoroids if you haven't already. Hit the bell icon so that you get notified whenever we upload our next video. Thank you once again. This is Vipul signing off. We will see you in the next video. Until then, rev hard, rev free and ride safe.